Layla took the photo before she even tasted the food. Overhead angle first, then one from the side, then she moved the water glass slightly to the left because it was catching the light wrong. 3 attempts, 12 photos total. She posted the 4th one, caption written, rewritten, rewritten again. 2 hashtags removed because they felt try hard. 1 emoji added back because without it, the whole thing felt too serious. Posted, and then, and this is the part she'd never say out loud, she put the phone face down on the table and tried not to check it for 4 whole minutes. She made it to 2, 11 likes, 1 comment from her mom, and a feeling that was almost relief, but not quite enough to last. You know Layla. Maybe you are Layla. Maybe Layla is the person you scroll past every day thinking, why does she post everything? And that's exactly the question. Not, how do we stop her? Not, what's wrong with her? Why? Because the answer is not what anyone expects. And once you know it, you won't see Layla the same way again. You might not see yourself the same way either. The easy answer is narcissism. And look, there is a link between narcissistic traits and heavy social media posting. Research confirms it. We're not pretending otherwise. But here's what that same research found in 2025. And this stopped me when I read it. A study tracking over 540,000 people across 40 years found that narcissism as a personality trait has not increased in the social media generation. Not even slightly. Social media didn't create more narcissists. It gave existing personalities a louder megaphone. Think about it. We painted on cave walls. We told stories around fires. We showed strangers our holiday photos for 3 hours at dinner parties. And nobody called those people narcissists. They were just human. The platform is new. The wiring is ancient. So if it's not narcissism driving Layla to post before she even tastes her food, what is it? Here's where it gets genuinely uncomfortable. Think about what Layla was actually doing in those 2 minutes before she checked the phone. She wasn't waiting to see if the photo was good. She knew the photo was good. She took 12. She was waiting to find out if anyone was still there. At its deepest level, a post is a question. And the question is never really, do you like my food? The question is, do you still see me? Am I still connected to you? Researchers who study social media motivation keep finding the same thing underneath every type of posting. The meals, the selfies, the life updates, the feelings posted at midnight. The number one driver, consistently, is not status, not ego. It's belonging, the need to feel part of something, to close the distance between yourself and other people, to know, with evidence, not just faith, that you still matter to someone on the other side of a screen. Likes aren't validation of status, they're proof of presence. Someone on the other side saying, I see you. I'm still here. You still matter. So why does it feel, to Layla, and to millions of people like her, like it's never quite enough? Why does 11 likes feel like relief, but not satisfaction? Why does the posting never stop? Because the need she's trying to fill, she didn't develop it last week when she downloaded Instagram. She's been carrying it for a very long time. At some point, for a lot of people who post everything, connection started to feel unpredictable. Maybe it was a parent who was sometimes warm and sometimes distant, and you never knew which one you'd get. Maybe it was a friendship that disappeared without explanation. Maybe it was just a general lesson, learned early and quietly, that the people you needed most couldn't always be counted on to stay. And when connection feels unpredictable, you learn to reach for it more, to signal your presence more loudly and more often. Because silence to that nervous system started to feel dangerous. If I go quiet, will they forget me? If I disappear from the feed, do I disappear from their life? This is why Layla's 11 likes didn't quite land. It's not that 11 isn't enough. It's that the likes are answering the surface question. Do you like my food? While the deeper question goes unanswered. The one she's actually asking. The one she might not even know she's asking. Do you love me, even when I'm not performing for you? And a like, as warm as it feels for 30 seconds, cannot answer that question. So she posts again. Now here's what makes all of this so much harder. Layla isn't just navigating her own psychology, she's navigating a machine that was specifically built to exploit it. Every platform she uses was designed by people who understood the neuroscience of reward, the psychology of social validation, and the specific vulnerability of someone who needs to feel seen, and built their product to tap directly into all of it. The unpredictable likes, sometimes 50, sometimes 4, aren't random. That inconsistency is a feature. It's the same mechanism that keeps people at slot machines. You don't know when the reward is coming, so you keep pulling the lever. You keep posting, you keep checking. The people who post everything aren't weak-willed. They're responding exactly as intended to a system engineered by some of the smartest people in the world to make them respond exactly this way. She keeps reaching for the tap, not because she's weak, because she's thirsty. And the tap is right there. Now, let's talk about you. Not Layla, you. Because there's a second psychology in this story that nobody talks about. The psychology of the person scrolling past and feeling annoyed. That eye roll when the fourth selfie appears. That slight contempt for the check-in at the airport. That specific irritation at the person who posts their feelings before they've finished feeling them. That thought, doesn't she know how it looks? Here's what research into social media behavior consistently finds. The people most bothered by others posting are frequently the people most engaged in social comparison themselves. The irritation isn't really about the poster. It's about something the scroll is triggering in the scroller. What we find excessive in others is often a reflection of a need we're not allowing ourselves to express. Maybe you were taught, somewhere, by someone, that needing to be seen is embarrassing, that wanting attention is shameful, that good people don't make a fuss about themselves. So you learn to keep it quiet, to scroll instead of post, to watch instead of share. And now you watch Layla do loudly what you were taught never to do, and something about it gets under your skin. Not because Layla is wrong, but because some part of you recognizes the need she's trying to meet, and some part of you is still pretending you don't have it. Layla posts everything because she's afraid of being invisible. You scroll in silence because somewhere you learned that being visible was dangerous. But you're both reaching for the same thing. You're just standing on opposite sides of the same door. Back to Layla, she's going to post again today, probably several times. The photo she took this morning before she'd even made coffee. The walk she'll go on later that she'll document start to finish. The feeling she'll have at 10 p.m. that she can't quite name, but we'll try to caption anyway. And the research is pretty honest about this. When posting comes from anxiety, from the fear of being forgotten, it tends to increase the anxiety over time, not reduce it. Every post resets the clock. It doesn't stop it. But here's the thing about Layla that matters more than any of that. She's not broken. She's not shallow. She's not an attention seeker who never grew up. She's someone who wants to be loved, consistently, reliably, even when she's not performing. Someone who learned to reach for connection loudly because quiet reaching didn't always work. Someone who found a machine that gave her something that looked like what she needed and hasn't yet found the thing that actually gives it to her. And that thing, real, sustained, unconditional connection, doesn't live in the app. It never did. If you're Layla, or if there's a Layla in your life, the most useful question isn't, should I post less? The most useful question is, what am I actually looking for? And where does that thing actually live? Because the connection you're reaching for through the post, it's real. The need is completely valid. It just exists somewhere. A notification cannot reach. Likes are not the same as love. Followers are not the same as friends. And being seen by 10,000 strangers is not the same as being truly known by one person who stays. Now, I genuinely want to know, which side of the door are you on? Are you Layla, or are you the one scrolling past Layla? Drop it in the comments. And if this video just made you see someone in your life differently, send it to them. Not as a message, just as a mirror. And don't forget to subscribe so that you can learn more from this channel. I'm Wired Minds. See you in the next one.